I am a firm believer that God does not waste any season of your life. But I've also realized as I got into my 40s that many people in their 40s don't talk about how hard it is to actually have to start over in your 40s. I feel like the number one reason why people don't like to talk about starting over in their 40s is because everyone feels that you should be all figured out by the time you're 40. You should have your family, you should have your career, whatever it is that you want to do in life. Usually by age 40, everyone expects you to be there by then, right? So, in a perfect life scenario, yes, that could happen, but not everyone's going to get there at the same time. And one of the main things I had to change when I turned 40 is I had to change my expectations. Yes, when I was younger, when I was in my 20s, when I was in my 30s, I had certain expectations of what life should be like. For example, I had this idea that by age 40, I would already be retired. Okay. That was my dream. I wanted to retire early. I wanted to be able to spend more time with my family, travel, do all kinds of things. Okay. But instead, I'm still working a 9 to 5. I'm still building my digital business, and I'm not even close to retirement. Okay. I feel like a lot of people don't talk about the shift in perspective that has to happen when you hit age 40. You're asking those deeper questions. You're asking whether or not God has anything else for you. You're asking if you're in your purpose, right? Whether or not you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And one of the things that I had to ask myself was about my business. I had to question myself truly about what I wanted to do with this business. And I kind of had to slow myself down because when you get to 40, you also feel like you have to rush things through because you feel like you don't have a lot of time. But I'm kind of changing that perspective and thinking about the time that I actually have and not thinking of it as being less, but being thankful that I have time, okay? And just learning how to navigate the journey. So, I wanted to share my journey of what it's like to start over in your 40s because I think there's a generation of people over 40 that need to know it's okay. It's okay to start over, and it's okay to slow down a bit and think through everything that you're going to do from now on. So, for me, in my business, as if you're a follower, you already know that I'm creating a digital business. I started creating this business a couple years ago, but just rushing through life and rushing through different decisions, I feel like my business was never built the right way from the beginning. And so now I am in a season where I'm slowing down, I'm listening to God, and I'm also building slowly with a focus, okay? Because I'm thinking of it not only as a business that's going to retire me from my 9 to 5, but I'm also thinking of it as part of my legacy, right? Everything that I have learned, everything that, all the experiences that I've gained over the past 25, 30 years working in corporate America, I feel like I can add so much value to people. And so that is my focus right now, especially women who work in 9 to 5, women who are over 40, they have a family, ministry, and so many other things that they want to do. But because their time is invested in their job, they're not able to focus 100% in these other things that are meaningful to them. So I'm focused on that. I'm focused on building slowly and focusing on building something that actually works for each person that joins my community. Okay. So if that's you, Let me know in the comments of this video. And then what else am I doing now? I am thinking of my 9 to 5 as my investment. The earnings from my, I guess my income from my 9 to 5 is my earnings. So I'm being thankful for it. I am giving my best, as I've always done. I feel like I've always been a good employee overall. But I'm giving my best, or I am attempting to give my best in all the different areas that God has me in. That is my focus, okay? I'm not afraid to start over because I feel like I have not wasted time. I have actually used my time to have my children. My children are grown now, to build a career, even though that's not where I want to be. But there are things that I was doing and that I was building that I'm very thankful for. And I have given value to other people along the way. So I don't see it as a waste of time. I see it as an investment. And I feel like now it's time for me to reap everything that I sowed in the past. And like I said at the beginning of this video, God does not waste any season of your life. So as long as you trust God and as long as you pray for everything that you do, and as long as you feel like you're walking in your purpose, that's really all that matters, because we're all here to fulfill God's purpose. And as long as you're doing that, it does not matter how old you are. Okay. So I hope this video was encouraging. And if you're a woman over 40, consider following, and I'll see you in the next video. Blessings.